Okay, first and foremost, there's gonna be a lot of zooming in and zooming out on this video. Uh, it's the only option on my phone that's gonna give me decent lighting, and I don't want to have bright lights on right before I'm gonna go to bed. So you're just gonna have to deal with the zooming and the weird zooming. So I'm pretty much just making this video to address why it's hard for some of us to get things done, why it's hard for us to start certain goals or start working on a certain habit, whatever it may be. Okay. And one thing I've learned about myself, this may be some of you, it might not be, is I'm a bit of a perfectionist. And to be honest with you, what I've learned about being a perfectionist, there's nothing like you're literally not even trying to do anything perfectly. You're really just lazy. I'm talking to myself when I say that. Like, you're really just being lazy and you keep putting it off. Like, for example, I fell off for a little bit with working out. And I kept telling myself I was trying to wait for the perfect conditions, right? I'm waiting to get this much amount of sleep. I'm waiting until I can eat this many amount of meals, or I want to make sure this happens on this day right before I do it. Well, nothing ever happens the way we want it to. So why are we waiting? Why do I continue to wait? Why am I constantly waiting for the perfect time? You know, there is no perfect time. There's only now. You have to just do it. You know what I mean? So a big issue with that is just waiting for the perfect time. Like I said, that doesn't exist. You have to be more of an opportunist than a perfectionist. Take whatever opportunity that you have, and it's not just about taking those opportunities, but also creating that opportunity. Like, for example, I, instead of waiting for me to get 8 hours of sleep, I might have to start on a night where I just so happen to get six. It has to happen. If you do not start, it's just never going to happen. Okay? It's the same thing with me trying to make videos right now. Like, I wanted to start making videos like way earlier this year, and where are we now? It's December. You know what I mean? So screw your New Year's resolution. Do that stuff right now. Stop waiting until like next month. I mean, I get it if there's like you have like something going on. Let's say you have like some kind of medical thing, or there's some other kind of like urgent issue going on. Like, I get that. That's totally different. But a lot of times we don't have an excuse. You know, we're scratching and rummaging to find an excuse, but we don't ever have one. Okay. And we're also getting in the day and age where excuses are getting very, very, very small. It's getting really hard to have an excuse in the day and age that we live in. Okay. With all the technology we have, the infinite amount of resources that we have, like, we literally have we have everything in our hands. We have everything that we could possibly need all the freaking time. This zooming is making me sick just looking at this happen. So, like I said, I'm sorry about that. But if there's something you want to do, just do it. Okay. There was a podcast episode, or whatever you want to call it, with Andrew Huberman and David Goggins, and I keep thinking about it. There's a certain clip that keeps going back in my mind, keeps replaying in my mind, and David Goggins was talking about how people will say that he's very motivating. You know, they always use these different words like motivation, discipline, all these different things. But he said it's really just water, you know? Like, you're just pouring it in your hands and it's just going right through your hands. Because that's really all it is. There's nothing to it. You literally just have to do it. Stop waiting for the perfect condition and just freaking do it. That's all it takes. You need to just do it. Because the sooner you start doing it and the more you do it, you're going to build consistency and it's going to become a habit. And then at that point, it's just your reality at that point. That's what it needs to become. It needs to become a point of your reality so that you're not always just thinking about it, or I'm going to do it then, or I'm going to do it later. Like, I'll be honest with you, the worst trick that the devil can pull on you is you hearing that little voice in the back of your head saying, no, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it when this happens. I'll do it when this happens. What happens? You never do it. You never do it. You literally never do it. So don't listen to that. Like, override that and just do it anyway. Like, I'll be honest with you. I was trying to make this video probably about 30 minutes ago. And then as I'm putting, oh my gosh, this is killing me. As I'm putting clothes away and hanging clothes up, I'm like, dude, if you don't do this, you know, you're going back on your word. And that's all we have in this life too. You got to remind yourself that when you stop doing things, like when you don't do things after you said you're going to do them, your subconscious remembers that. And you start to like really lose confidence by doing that. You lose self-worth. You pretty much just lose who you are as a person because you're telling yourself that no matter what you say, you're probably just not going to do it anyway. It doesn't matter. You don't care, you know? And it's much larger than that. It may not seem like it in the moment, but over time, it's really going to affect you. And that's something I've definitely noticed lately for me is like saying, oh, I'm going to get up at this time and I'm going to go work out. And then when it doesn't happen, oh my gosh, dude. Now, given I beat myself up pretty hard over stuff, but I really noticed I lost a lot of confidence just from not doing the things that I said I was going to do. Especially when you tell other people, hey, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that with my life. And then it never happens, you know? I mean, you're lying to yourself at that point. And that's not what you want to be. You don't want to be a liar. You know, I know we all have goals in this life, no matter how big or how small, and you want to complete those goals. Well, to be honest, you just have to do it. Step one, just do it. Okay? Just freaking do it. The rest will fall into place. You know, what I always tell people is like, no matter what you want to do in life, no matter what you want to do, you have to pursue it. Okay? And as long as you pursue it, God will open the doors necessary for those things to happen. He'll open the door. And it might not be exactly the way you planned it out to be. Okay? Like I said, nothing in life is. But you have to be willing to accept that, and you have to just do it. Okay? It's as simple as that. There's no secret to it. There really isn't. Just get up and frickin' do it. That's all there is to it. Well, that's all I wanted to say. But you guys all have a blessed rest of your night. Once again, I'm gonna apologize again for like the 50th time for all this zooming in and zooming out. It's driving me nuts, and I hope it didn't drive you guys too nuts, and hopefully you made it to the end of the video. But everybody have a good night. Peace.